Another Grand Slam has come, which means that another prediction video has to be done. But other than that, I don't have an intro for this video, so let's start off with the first match between Jannik Sinner and Arthur Rinderknecht, and obviously Jannik is advancing here. Gasquet is playing Atmana in his first round match at the French Open, and I don't think that it will be his last match, because he is advancing to the second round. Jiří Lehečka beating Thompson, Davidovich Fokina over Llamas Ruiz, Rublev, Harris, Rublev, Martyr against Walton. Both are not that great, but I guess Martyr has played qualifying matches, so he's accustomed to play more, so he's advancing here. Ugo Grabelli versus Munar in a match of two clay court merchants, and let's go for Munar here. Jerry Fees at home. De Minaur, even though Jerry is, tolerable clay court player. Maybe even good or great. But still, Alex de Minaur for the win. Sasha Bublik over Duckworth. Basilashvili over Rocha. I don't know. I think Basilashvili can hit him off the court in this first round matchup. Alexander Müller versus Jakub Mensik is a great first round matchup, where I'm picking Alexander Müller to beat Jakub Mensik and produce a bit of an upset in the first round at his home Grand Slam. Hubert Hurkacz and João Fonseca is an even better first round matchup, but what do I think of the outcome, because it's difficult. Hubert Hurkacz is playing in Geneva right now in the final as I'm recording this video, and João Fonseca is just an ultimate prodigy, and yeah, he can beat Hurkacz. Definitely he can do that, but you know what? I'm picking Hurkacz here still. Pierre-Hugh Herbert is playing against Benjamin Bonzi, and you know what? Herbert has been playing pretty well on the Challenger Tour on clay. He has been at least solid, and which means that I'm picking him here. Gael Monfils, Hugo Dellien. It's not a great matchup for Monfils here, to be honest, but you know what? I'm still picking him to win. Bellucci against Draper obviously, Zverev to beat Teen, De Jong to beat Passaro, Cilic against Cobolli. Again, Cobolli played a match today and won at Seidel, but is he going to beat Cilic? Yeah, he is, even though he is tired, but I think he will still beat Marin Cilic. Arnaldi versus Auger-Aliassime, another great first round matchup, where I'm picking Auger-Aliassime. Francisco Cerundolo has been great this season, so I'm picking him in the first round match against Diallo. Giron Grigspor, Shevchenko Lajovic, who cares, but I guess Lajovic, I don't care. Dmitrov to beat Quinn. Medvedev to beat Norrie in a tough matchup, but I wouldn't be surprised if Norrie actually somehow scrapes a win against Medvedev. Kovacevic versus Gomez. I saw Gomez play in the qualifying rounds. I know that he lost to Zapieri in the last qualifying round, and he's a lucky loser here, but I'm picking him here, even though he is a lucky loser. Jacob Fernley versus Wawrinka is a match where it seems like it's an easy pick, Wawrinka to win, but can he do it in 3 sets? Because if he doesn't, then I'm not sure that he can win a Grand Slam match at this point of his career. Difficult one, but I guess I'm going for Wawrinka for the old guard to advance to the second round. O'Connell Humbert to win. Then Shapovalov, Pedro Martinez. Difficult one, because Shapovalov is unpredictable, but Martinez is kinda a solid clay court player. And you know what? I'm picking him because Shapovalov has to do something dumb, because he is Shapovalov, and that dumb thing that he will do is going to be the loss against Martinez in the first round. Misulic against Bu, both of them played pretty well on the Challenger Tour the past few weeks, so I'm picking Misulic to win. Corentin Moutet versus Tabur, Clement Tabur, and I'm picking Moutet, I guess. McDonald, Djokovic, obviously, Musetti, Hanfmann, Musetti, Royer. Actually, I don't know how to say his name, but I've seen him play on the Challenger Tour. Is he Royer, or Royer? I don't know, but I'm picking him to win, even though Galan is a pretty solid player as well on the clay courts. Opelka Hijikata, Opelka to win. Navone Nakashima is a solid first round matchup, but I'm picking Navone here. Makhach Ali, Machac, Kecmanovic, Baez. Baez has been as of late. He has been bad. Genuinely has been bad. And Miomir Kecmanovic is a guy who always does well somehow. Not like does well, but he at least does something. And that something is going to be him beating Baez in the first round. Nava versus Van de Zandschulp. Let's go with Nava. Van de Zandschulp has been in the slump. And yeah, I don't even remember watching him play, to be honest. So yeah, Nava for the win there. Bautista Agut Rune. Yeah, Bautista Agut actually has been playing pretty well as of late, but I have to pick Rune here. Like, he's not losing in the first round. Francis Tiafoe, Roman Safiullin is a tough one. But obviously, again, I'm picking Tiafoe. These two in the first round. Pablo Carreño Busta, Comesaña. Yeah, Comesaña to win. Brooksby, Faria, Darderi, Corda, or Darderi. Actually not that easy as I thought at first glance. You know, actually, Corda is a very streaky player, and for that reason, I'm picking him to win, and he's going on a streak, at least 2-win streak, I think, this French Open. Alex Michelsen versus Cerundolo, the brother of Francisco Cerundolo, who plays very annoying brand of tennis, but he wins, so I cannot blame him. But he's not going to beat Michelsen. Or is he? You know what? Actually, he is going to beat Michelsen in the first round. Majerjak versus Medvedev. Let's go with Majerjak here. Kopriva, Monteiro. Difficult one again, but let's go with Kopriva to win. Altmaier, Fritz for the win. But you know what? I wasn't predicting how many sets they will play in the previous matches, but I'm predicting that this match will go 5. Casper Ruud, Ramos, Vignolas. Casper Ruud. Jacquet versus Borges for the win. Tabilo, Kozo, Tabilo. Nishioka, Popirin, Khachanov, Vukic. I'm picking Khachanov here. Ofner to beat Struff. Fucsovic to beat Skulkate. Muller versus Paul. Unfortunate draw for Muller because, yeah, he is capable on clay, but not capable enough to beat Tommy Paul. Ben Shelton, Lorenzo Sonego, which was a quarterfinal match this Australian Open, right? If I remember correctly. Maybe I don't remember correctly, but still, I'm picking Lorenzo Sonego here to beat Ben Shelton. Or am I? No, actually I'm not. Ben Shelton to win. Hugo Gaston, Hugo Blanchet, Gaston for the win. Benjamin Hassan versus Gigante. Let's go with Hassan to advance to the second round. Echeverry versus Tsitsipas. Very tough match for Tsitsipas, to be honest, in the first round, but I think he can pull through and go to the second round. Pecci Ricard versus Zizou Bergs. It's a difficult one for both of them, but both of them think that they can advance definitely to the second round, but one of them actually will, and that one player will be... let's go Pecci Ricard. Tirante versus Jumur. Let's go with Tirante. Here I'm going with Marozsan, and finally Carlos Alcaraz versus Zepieri. Obviously Alcaraz wins. And you know what, let's continue our prediction from the bottom of the bracket. Alcaraz to beat Marozsan. This again, let's go with Pecci Ricard in the third round. Tsitsipas to beat Hassan. Shelton to beat Gaston. Paul over Fucsovic. Again, Ofner versus Khachanov. They just played in Geneva. Ofner won. And I'm picking him to win again, even though there probably will be some issues with fitness, but you know what? Let's believe in Ofner. Let's believe in his win. Tabilo, Popirin to win. Casper Ruud, Borges, Casper Ruud. Taylor Fritz to beat Kopriva. Cerundolo, Majerjak, Cerundolo. Faria, Corda to beat Faria. Tiafoe, Comesaña. Yeah, let's set up the third round matchup between two Americans because Tiafoe is advancing. Rune to beat Nava. Machac over Kecmanovic. Navona over Opelka. Musetti over Roar or Royer or Roger or whatever his last name is. I'm sorry, Valentin, for not knowing how to pronounce your last name, but you are out in the second round. Djokovic over Bute. Misolic over Pedro Martinez. Hugo Humbert over Wawrinka. Then it's Medvedev versus Gomez. Gomez to lose against Medvedev. Dimitrov to beat Lajovic. Garrix or Cerundolo. Yeah, Cerundolo is winning. He played too well on the lead up to the French Open to lose in the second round. Koboli, Auger-Aliassime. You know what? Let's go for a slight upset, I think, by picking Koboli to win. Zverev, De Jong, Zverev. Draper over Monfils, unfortunately. Hurkacz over Erbech. Müller over Basilashvili. De Minaur to beat Bublik. Fils over Munar. Rublev over Martyrer. Jerzy Lechečka Davidovich Fokina. Another great matchup in the second round. I'm picking Lechečka. And I'm picking for Jannik Sinner to retire Richard Gasquet at the end of the second round. Sinner over Lechečka, Rublev or Fils. Let's go with a Frenchman and let's set up a great match between Jannik Sinner and Arthur Fils in the fourth round. Alex de Minaur to beat Alexander Müller, Draper over Hurkacz, Zverev over Koboli, Francisco Cerundolo over Dimitrov, Daniil Medvedev and Humbert. Let's go with Humbert. Let's have Hugo be victorious against Daniil. Misolic, Djokovic, let's pick Djokovic here. Musetti Navone, Machac Rune. Difficult matchup, but I gotta stick with my guy, Holger Rune. And Machac is a guy who is actually on the same level of fitness that Rune is, so, you cannot say that, Machac will just beat Rune because of his fitness. No. Rune will beat him in 3 sets, actually. Tiafoe Korda, difficult one. Korda, I think, if I'm being real, so yeah. Korda advancing. Fritz Cerundolo is going to lose against Fritz. Ruud, Popirin Ruud. Ofner, Tsami Paul for the win. Shelton, Tsitsipas. Tsitsipas is 20th in the rankings. Holy, I missed that. But yeah, he's beating Ben Shelton. Wow, that's actually crazy. I missed that Tsitsipas is outside of top 15. That's crazy. But yeah, Carlos Alcaraz to beat Petchi Pericard. The fourth round will start off with an unfortunate win by Jannik Sinner. Then it's Draper beating Alex de Minaur. Sasha Zverev over Cerundolo. Actually, no. Let's go with Cerundolo to beat Sasha Zverev to kind of solidify the fact that Zverev has been awful this season, to be honest. After Australian Open, obviously. Hugo Humbert, Novak Djokovic. Hugo Humbert, actually. Let's go with Hugo Humbert to win against Novak Djokovic, Lorenzo Musetti, Rune. It's such a great match for Rune if it actually happens. So I don't want to say that he is not going to win, but Musetti has been great. So I guess I'm being objective here by picking Musetti, Fritz over Korda, Ruud over Tsami Paul, and Carlos Alcaraz over Tsitsipas. Then it's Alcaraz against Ruud, and I'm picking Alcaraz here. Musetti over Fritz, Cerundolo over Humbert, and Jannik Sinner in the semi-finals against Cerundolo, where Cerundolo... it's such a boring final, right? It's such a boring final to set up, but yeah. Jannik Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz for the win. So yeah, these are my predictions. The final is kind of boring, pretty predictable, but I mean, what can you do? Sinner is just too good, and Alcaraz is just incredible on clay. So yeah, we are going to see first Sinner Alcaraz Grand Slam final at the French Open. So what do you think of my predictions? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know your predictions there as well. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, take it easy, my friend.